Okay, Allie, we're back. Here we are. And I have such an amazing UX fail to share with you today from an AI first company whose service is very cool. I'm really enjoying their service. But unfortunately, their conceptual model, they did not get that down before they went into design. And
Ooh.
I know we like to do the conceptual modeling before we get into design. And because they did not do that, their UX is suffering. And this is just such a good example because it is simple, it is stark, it shows the potential of how interface design and this cool new generative conversational design can just match up beautifully, potentially, if we do the work of understanding our conceptual objects first. Okay.
Yes.
So
I'm on board, fully on board. Yes.
yay. Cool. So I have brought you a company called Vetted.ai, and they basically do product reviews. And you can ask them for like, give me the best eco-friendly bed linens,
Oh, interesting.
ever.
So
Yeah.
any, not digital products, but like physical products. Like I need to,
Yeah.
what's the best lawnmower?
What's the best lawnmower? Yeah.
That's
But
what
like
popped in my
for
head.
certain things, you can just type in what's the best sit-atop lawnmower that is electric, that has like really comfortable seats
Wow.
or something like that.
So this reminds me of, have you ever used Wirecutter? This is a tangent, but Wirecutter, I love their reviews of things. I have not seen Vetted at all. So I'm very interested because I love Wirecutter's reviews of stuff. I'm wondering, have they anyway, that's a side note, but
Well, one of the objects, okay, spoiler, one of the objects is source. And so Reddit is a source, blogs are sources. I'm guessing Wirecutter probably comes up as a source.
yes,
A lot of the time, and you can link directly to the source. So that is an object that we'll be looking at. But before we get into Vetted, I feel like we should do some updates because we've been a little bit missing in action.
We have. It's
for a
been a
few
while.
weeks. It's been a while. When we were putting record on, we were like, wait, what do we do?
How do we do this again?
How do we do this again? Who am I? What are my hands?
Gotta get the dust off my mic, everything. Sorry, that might have been loud.
Yeah. So we're feeling a little rusty right now, but I think we're gonna jump straight back into the swing of things.
We are, but we've been busy in other ways. What is Sophia? Yeah, give a little recap for everyone. Where's our attention been?
We've had so many projects. I love all of our projects, Allie, but the big thing is we've been working on OUX Foundations, this new flagship offer that's basically the beginning program to get into object-oriented UX. So we just ran our first live round. You were a mentor during that program. Yeah. And also, Allie, we did something really cool where we completely refilmed and revamped the representation round of the ORCA process. And you did the lion's share of that. So talk to us about that. Yeah.
Well, the extent of it is really mapping the representation rounds to ORCA. But everything that we talk about here about our masked, isolated, shape-shifting, and broken objects, we tie to the different rounds. So showing how you can avoid those in relation to the ORCA process, which is just chef's kiss. It felt so good. It felt like this was just the right thing, that just the puzzle pieces fit. And I'm so excited to be part of sharing that vision and that process throughout. And a lot of what we talk about here, but it's more of the how, the why, the details of it, so that you can feel equipped to not design in a way that has any of these fails in it. And just helps you through it. So I'm really excited. It was a lot of fun.
People freaking loved you. They were like, Allie has such a calming demeanor and just is such a great teacher. So rave reviews from our foundees that were in this first program. We had over 220 people in the program. So it was a massive party and so much fun. And the cool thing, so this piece that Allie, that you filmed, is part of the Foundations program. All right. We're going to be releasing that soon as just the content so you can get the whole program there. But also we're going to be doing a little bit of tweaking so that the designing with ORCA part of this will stand alone. So if you want to just dig straight into that, you'll be able to do that. We'll have an option for you soon. So you can go to OUX.com/designing with ORCA if you want to get on the wait list for that, or if it's already out by the time you watch this, you will be able to enroll in that mini course if you don't want the whole shebang yet and you really just want to focus on how to make sure to get your design right when pencil hits paper and pixel hits screen and all that good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. We also worked on a book. So we
released, just also.
Yeah.
Just a small thing.
X-Ray UX will be out soon as well. So it got released to the foundies. So
Sophia, how long have you been working on that? That I know has been
5 years.
5 years? At least 5. Yes. So much. And I had the honor of reading it all the way through, being able to be one of the first people to do that. And it is amazing. Just your voice throughout it, the depth it goes into. I can see this is I told Sophia, this is when it was meant to be released. I feel like, I know it's been a long time coming, but all of the pieces are in there. And it is just, the depth of information you get, especially as a contrast to doing something like the certification course, which is more hands-on and you're with a group of people. But this is like having you in my pocket, and I loved it.
And you can flip. You can flip back and forth.
Yes,
it's a book.
Because it's a book.
With
you
pages.
Can reference it all the time. Pages and diagrams, and just chock full of activities you can do. Yeah.
I've got I got some interesting feedback. I've gotten really great feedback on it so far from the people who are reading the book. And then I got some interesting feedback from somebody saying that this feels like a much better way for them to learn with their ADHD, actually, that it really helped them kind of stay focused. And that I just think some people respond better to video and some people respond better to text. So now we have it in a text form, and it is almost 300 pages. It's a glorious, colorful, I believe
it's a
work
beast.
Of art.
It's a work of art, a beast. It has, like I said, so much. But I resonate that with it too. Like, I even was able to learn and process things differently in the written form versus like going through the courses and just teaching and workshopping and using OUX all the time. So I think it's benefit for those newbies and those that are kind of advanced in the OUX sphere.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get it. I mean, it's kind of, I guess we could say it's in beta because we release it to these 200 plus folks they're going to find little errors. They're going to find little bits that we can smooth out. So we'll probably do one other iteration, like a version 1.1, and then we're going to get it up on Amazon, up on the website and everything. So stay tuned for that too, for the book. I think you can go to OUX.com/XrayUX. Yes, I think that's the URL. Luke, put it up on the screen. What's the URL to get on the wait list for the book? And then we also, on top of that, it's just been a crazy spring. We had the Information Architecture Conference. We were going to go together. Allie, you got horrendously sick and couldn't go, which was the most tragic thing ever.
Our planned event together. If you don't know, we don't live near each other. That's I'm in Illinois. She's in Georgia. And so we have our trips that we meet up each year. And that was one. And yes. But
we're going to need to schedule the next one. Yeah. But the IA conference was awesome. We presented a poster that Allie worked really hard on. And so I presented the poster that Allie designed and got really great response there. So that was fun too. Okay. Those are the main updates. Do we have anything else to update on?
Oh gosh, so much. No, I mean, I think that's it. Let's dive into this one. I'm excited to see. I've never seen Vetted. Maybe it's something I'll use. But first, let's see how we'll fix it.
Yes. Let's fix it first. And then, okay. So Vetted.ai, you know that they're an AI first company because it's actually in their URL. Basically, it tells you right here, I'm your AI shopping research assistant. And you can see this very like conversational chat GPT-esque UI right there off the bat. So I'm just going to go ahead, and I made sure to copy and paste that because I would spell athleisure wrong. We're going to search eco-friendly athleisure. Always looking for my eco-friendly athleisure. And so what happens here is when I search it, it's going to search for 2 different types of objects. Allie, what would you guess maybe 1 or 2 of those objects would be? That, like, what would you expect to get back if I'm searching something like eco-friendly athleisure?
I mean, the product itself and maybe the company. That's my first, like some sort of, obviously the product, because that's what I'm coming here. I want to buy something.
Yes. And I asked that question, not to quiz Allie, but for those that are watching, I'm asking that question to test the mental model, right? Yeah. So those are the main things. Like if you would do a search, what things do people expect to get back? Mm-hmm. And from something like this, just looking at this, we already know we're going to expect to get back products. And what did you say? Companies? I use the term brand, but same thing.
Yeah.
And then maybe even store is another one because you could have a store that might have multiple brands that offer it, like Amazon being a store or Target being a store. So like store could be an object too. So let's go ahead and hit return and see what happens. Okay, so it's giving you some conversational stuff here, but then it actually gives you some interface. So which is so much of a more beautiful experience than what we were getting early on in our exposure to artificial intelligence with when ChatGPT came on the market real strong. And it was just all text, right? And now ChatGPT is bringing some cards in, if you will, bringing in some conceptual objects with shape in them. And now more and more companies, we're seeing them do this and do this combination between a text-based response and then also bits of UI here. So this is what we're going to be looking at. What do you think these are?
Okay.
Like, what would you name this? What is booty? What's booty an instance of?
Oh, okay. Go back to the first ones because I like recognized one. Okay, Girlfriend Collective. I know that's like the brand. That is, and I even saw the word brand in the description, but first seeing it. So these I'm seeing like best overall, I'm assuming. Okay, but then it's interesting. I'm seeing prices. So I'm kind of wondering if, are these the exact things I buy? Like there's a price, but what is it? Is it for the shirt?
I have no idea. Like when you actually click on this, it goes here. I mean, it's just like the first price. So that seems like a little bit like a bug. I don't think it's supposed to be showing me the price here. Because then when I click on this one, it's going to the sports edit, which
so these are like stores. Yeah.
Got it. Stores. Okay. So we have brands, and through this nesting here, we can see a brand has one-to-many stores that it's available at.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Now, I'm not seeing products.
No.
Until I go. So we also have the brands listed here. So we've already got a little bitty shape shifting, right? Because Girlfriend Collective and even Girlfriend Collective, it's a different image that's showing up here.
Yeah,
so
it's interesting they wouldn't use their logo.
I know, right? Like what if we had a little logo here as well as a little logo up here so I can match it up, right?
Yes.
And then when I click over here, that's when I start seeing products. Okay,
which is interesting. Wait, the logo for Girlfriend Collective or what the photo they've used is of a individual product, right? Which is here.
Yes. So now I get the brand icon, but we're going to get into some other weirdness because the rating actually is not on the product. The rating is on a junction object between the product and the store because you can have different prices at different stores.
Sure. And here, wait, I don't know what store these are for here.
No, you don't.
You don't.
You have to click on it to see where you will go.
Oh, dirty. I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, let's see. It opens this up and then it's like, and then there's the store. This right here is what I'm calling our junction object, which is a junction object for those that don't know it's a little bit of an advanced move, but basically it's one object. When it's in context of this other object, it gets other attributes. So it's kind of like when the relationship between two objects have attributes. They have their own structure. So when we have a product at a store, and we're going to look at an object map of this in just a second. When we have a product at a store, that's where you get price. So this right here, like this thing here is basically our junction object. It's like if you go straight to the source and if you go to I shouldn't say source because source is another object. If you go straight to this store, which at this point, this is the store that is the brand. All right. This is the price you'll pay for this Razorback.
But I could buy it from somewhere else and the price might be different. The same product from a different store. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And the rating might be different too at different stores.
Unless they are combining them, which would be wild.
But I don't know, are they? I have no idea. Let's do another search for eco-friendly yoga pants because I kind of want to force it to give me products at this point. So I'm being a little bit more specific here. Like this, it was actually pretty smart to give me back brands because this wasn't very specific. But if I get a little bit more specific, y'all, what happens? It thinks, it researches.
Ooh,
now it didn't do this for us last time, but I can kind of already start doing a little bit of even. Okay, it's giving me all the Okay, cool. So it gives me the little write up, which is fun and very helpful to have this like generative write up that is custom to my prompt, which was a very kind of like silly prompt or simple prompt, I should say. And now I'm getting, what are these?
They look exactly like brands.
They look exactly
what do we call them? Yeah.
like brands, but are they?
Okay, so I still see girlfriend, like that first one still says Girlfriend Collective. Nothing's really telling me best overall. So other than the Amazon, which the others had that too.
Let's click on it.
But this takes me to the individual leggings or yoga pants. The other one took me to a storefront that had any of the products.
Yeah, and you can start seeing by like this one is confusing because it just gives you Girlfriend Collective ... But when you see the Prana Bexa 7A, like that's a product. But you kind of have to use deductive reasoning here because we've already been trained up here that this is what a brand looks like. Okay. And now I'm seeing this and I might be thinking, is this a brand? And again, like your users are not explicitly thinking this. They're not like, oh, that's a masked object. This thing looks the same as this thing. This is all like implicit,
subconscious,
internal, all the words, confusion that lays below the surface where they're like, is it the, and then the gears just come to a little bit of a grind, right? Which we don't want because we have the two different things, very different in our mental model, a brand versus an actual product. They have different structure. And here they look exactly the same.
Yeah. Like an opportunity on the brand card would have been to surface the best-selling product on it. That's what I want to see. And instead, like if you scroll up to that one, the brand, it gives me a price, $9. And I'm like, is that for that shirt or under booty? Or is it, which is a great price? Or this one, since like I would want to know it's almost like they're trying to do that, but it's confusing.
Yeah. I mean, let's just click on this. What does this take us to a product? See, this one actually took us to a product.
But I would want that text, Razorback Active Tank. I want that there, not just $9.
But this one didn't. This one took us to a detail page. So like there's some weirdness happening where we're also, this becomes a little bit of a masked object too, because over here it takes me to a list of things like a store, like a storefront. And then this same little pill guy over here is taking me to a...
Yes, I said that wrong. I said shaped masked. Yeah, it's masked. Yeah, like they look the same.
It's a masked inside of a masked.
They take me to different places, but they look the same.
Yeah, exactly. So what we have here is we have two masked objects with masked objects inside of them. So we have masked object inception here.
I don't think I've seen that before.
I know, right? It's a very potent example. And then we end up with also, we've got our shape-shifting here as well. So we're combining some masking and some shape-shifting because we have, well, let's go to our products. We've got, and I'm guessing this is going to give us products here too. So we have a product here, and then we have a product here, and now...
But look at how the Girlfriend Collective icon changed there, up above the circle one. Now it's like those red pants, the Girlfriend Collective one. But up above we had Girlfriend Collective, and it was a pant and tank or something different.
Yeah, so you don't even match it up in your head. And then these things also look a little bit different, these products. So let's pop over to Whimsical and get a little bit behind the scenes look, shall we? Okay, so we can see them right next to each other now. We can kind of see this masking inside of masking.
I love doing this. This was my favorite. Pulling them into a program and seeing them side by side. Wow.
Totally. And if you're working at a company and you're trying to make the case for object-oriented UX, these are great things to do, to actually show the masking, to say, hey, these are two things that are intrinsic to our value offering. Like your objects are the stuff of the value that your users are coming for. And then you just pop them in the same little outfit. And like they deserve their own design. Because brand and product, there's a relationship between it. This is what Vetted AI is serving us up on a silver platter beautifully, but then it's masking them. So it's hard to tell the difference between them. And that is just doing the entire experience such a disservice, because this is what the essence of their service is, giving us brands and products, but then they make them look exactly the same. So they definitely deserve their own outfits. And here they've just been shoved into the same outfit. And then we have our masked object inside. So if you look at a brand, we've got our sources. We won't talk too much about sources, but that's like where you might see Wirecutter or something. And then we've got what the little pills inside of the brand in general, but not always, go to, as we found out through some exploration, in general will go to an online store.
Yes.
And what it ideally links you off to is Tripulse. Well, Tripulse is the actual. So there's the brand and there's the brand, which makes sense that some brands will have their own store. But like I'm plastic free, I would guess that I would go to I'm plastic free filtered by Tripulse.
And this is a thing where I just wish there was a label for what these are, because these are like names I'm not familiar with. I'm plastic free. I don't really know. Like, I would want to see something like buy at these places, or like this is where you can purchase from, like something label it can go such a long way. And just now they're using the Tripulse logo there. Yeah, available at these stores. Now I know those are stores, and I'm going to remember stores are in those little gray pills. They have the icon and like the whatever the store, logo is, and then the name.
And then this, I'm trying to think about what we can name this, because what we have over here, we have a product, looks exactly the same, also has sources. That makes sense. Cool. But then what happens here is these are not actually the online store. This goes directly to the product at that online store, which is so freaking cool. Like the tech is amazing here. Like this is like really freaking useful. But and be able to see the rating at the different stores. Now an average rating would be really cool on the product. Like you said, that would be really neat. But to see the different ratings across stores and then the different prices. I mean, massively different price here. So we end up here with this junction object.
And what's missing for me is like on the product, I would expect to see a products nested under a brand. And I'm not getting that from just that title, Girlfriend Collective, hi, ... I want to just see Girlfriend Collective is the brand somewhere. And then underneath it, I want to see what the product is, the product name. Like when I would go to that storefront, I would see the name of it. So they're trying to combine, which as we saw, doesn't always happen well in the content of the title of a product. It's not going to always include the brand, and we're missing out on an opportunity to make it clear, like, oh, this is this brand nested.
Totally.
In this
you just identified an isolated object. Yeah. So, I mean, from an experience perspective, they're leaving money on the table in the fact that, like, if I'm looking at this product and I want to go to the brand and see other products by Girlfriend Collective, which they have that. They have a whole detail page for Girlfriend Collective on Vetted.ai that this could link me to, but there's nowhere that I can link to it. Let's actually see if I go to my Vetted picks, like if I open this up, okay, so it goes here, but I'm pretty sure this is just going to open up.
That's the storefront. Yeah.
That's the storefront. So
which
nice
I don't love
page.
that doesn't tell you it's going to link out and it's going to open. It's still in. It looks like it's still in their website. Like it's not actually opening up a new browser tab for you, right? It's just
no. It is. It is. This is just.
Okay.
I'm just in ARC, and this is what ARC looks like. But it does open up a new tab.
Okay. I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah. That's confusing, but it is a new tab that it opens up. Yeah, give me the little arrow or something like that. For sure.
But like, I want the title to be Compressive Pocket Legging, and I want above it to be a link that says Girlfriend Collective that I can click on. And that would take me to all of the Girlfriend Collective products. And then I want to see them like here. Like, once you this page.
So this is the Girlfriend Collective store page. This is also a little masky. It looks the same, but they could have created a store page that then shows the top products, which they already know it. They already know the top products. Or could I
Where are they here? Yeah. Why aren't they here? The top products for it.
Could I even do, Allie, another conversational search within Girlfriend Collective here, where I start saying, okay, show me their best tank tops for Girlfriend Collective. And it already knows them in context of Girlfriend Collective. Like, boom, like that would be so much of a richer experience. And I could really get lost in this and go down a rabbit hole. That's also like super productive for me.
Do they have anywhere here where you can like compare? Like, I mean, compare, like almost do a search, like, okay, compare Girlfriend Collective with Pact or something. Like that feels like a whole nother, like,
we want that. That would totally be in our CTA matrix if we were like designing this from the ground up. We would be like, oh, on the brand or on the product to be able to hit a compare button. Yeah, so cool. That's the kind of things that we think about when we're thinking in our 4D chess object-oriented UX way. So popping back over here. Okay, so we have our masked object inside of our masked object. We've like, I think, gotten clear on all the issues there. And we can really see it here in this object map. So you can see how brand and product is just like exactly the same until you get down here. A brand has one to many stores that carry this brand. A product has one to many products at this store, basically the stores that this product is available at, that will take you directly to the product detail page. Then you have that junction object, which is product in context of a store, which has one store it's at, one product that it's for. So it's the Girlfriend Collective Razorback tank top that is at Amazon, right? And then this is the price. And we can also, so we can see the shape shifting here too between these two. We see rating here, and rating actually also, like we discussed before, would belong here on our junction object.
Product and store. So I've got a question for you, Sophia. So seeing how similar brand and product are, what is something you would do to make these more distinct? Like with even just at an object map level, what can we add or even distinguish these? Because they are, I mean, they seem, even just from the structure, so similar.
Yeah, because they've just kind of been shoved in like that. So, I mean, one thing that you already mentioned is like, let's make this the logo. They're both going to have name, but then like in these nested objects, the fact that these product at store and store tend to look very similar. We can also differentiate them at the nested object level, kind of what you were talking about of brand. Like it's very clear that here's the stores that this brand is at. It's like this more kind of general level versus the product. So there is that. There's also the shape. We can play with shape. You know, maybe it's the same attributes, but maybe a brand feels a little bit more expansive. Maybe it's more of a landscape view. A product is more of that baseball card that we're used to seeing with products. So we can use shape a little bit.
I was just thinking, well, adding in the isolated a product, we need the relationship back to the brand, like showing that's missing from here too. So just another like adding that. It's going to just slightly make it look different because like when the brand's a link up above, you know, you can go back.
And we can play again with our ordering. So if we have brand, like you wanted it right there at the top, which is almost like a back button or something to like, even if you dive straight into the product, you kind of want to go back up to the brand level. And we can kind of nod to that relationship, right? That the brand is the bigger thing and the products are, you know, kind of contained within the brand.
Do you even think, okay, so product at store is the one that has the price, but what if there's like, I've seen on things like average price of the product or like
or
what you would expect.
Average rating, right?
Average rating. Yes. Yeah. Average rate. Like that would be,
like even just the ordering of things too. So if you say like, okay, let's move average rating up and like, let's like the category tag, like maybe that's fine to have, but we just style it slightly differently or position it slightly differently. Like the changes can be a little bit arbitrary, right? Like category for the brand is up here and product it's down here, but then it'll create that enough difference. The brain is an amazing pattern recognizing organ. And it will be able to start saying, and as long as we're consistent about it, it'll start being able to differentiate these two things. Labeling too, just labeling at the top of the list of saying brands you may love or something, products you may love. So it's really clear what I'm freaking looking at. But yeah, just a few little things like that, a few little tweaks will unmask it, will bring that differentiating metadata up to the surface, like average rating, which might not make as much sense on a brand, but definitely on a product.
Oh, just those little changes can do so much. This is like my favorite part of using, even like we did not get into any design. I hope you all saw that. Like we didn't start to sketch yet, even though I'm itching to kind of start making an OUX style sketch of this, but just starting to talk through the ways we would differentiate them. You could have this conversation and then go find someone else and have a different conversation and see like, oh, how would you kind of change this to get some variety all before you get into screen design? Like not pulling up Figma yet. I'm not getting out high fidelity. And that's what I love about this.
And it can be the simplest little things, right? You don't have to redesign your design system or anything. Like you can still be leveraging your existing design system. It's just making these little tweaks so that we're demasking our objects. We're making them distinct and recognizable because that is what you are offering to people. You are offering people the things. That is the value that you are delivering to them. And they deserve their own little outfits.
They do.
They do. So let us know in the comments if you have any other examples of these AI first brands or services that are doing this kind of mashup between conversational and bringing the UI in, and that are doing it really well or doing it really poorly. Let us know if you see anything similar. And everything that we learned here can apply to, this is not just for AI. This is actually what we really wanted to show you, is how much this kind of thinking like perfectly applies over to the type of interfaces that we're seeing, these new modern cutting edge interfaces that are integrating generative AI.
I love it. Great example. Can't wait to see what you all share with us.
So we hope you enjoyed this episode. Let us know what you think. And meanwhile, happy OUXing.
Happy OUXing.
Bye.